Now, a lot of people been sending me some emails. A lot of people ask me what I think about this because, I champion all the people out there who need a voice. I'm a hero that way for the people. And some people have even been accusatory about this situation here. I'm talking about this whole thing of them talking about whitewashing in Hollywood. And not with black people this time. Ain't nobody going back to Egypt, taking the black people out and putting the white people in. It's not that this time. It's a different thing. The Asians coming out. Talking about, man, you know what? We've been quiet. We ain't said nothing. Now this shit have got to stop. God damn it. No, that's the only racist thing I'm going to do, right? I'm going to get that out the way.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. I promise you. I promise you. And some people have been accusatory because they've been saying, yeah, man, you always talking about appropriation when it comes to you. You can't do it with nobody else. Where's your voice then? Y'all leave me alone. Give me a chance. Come at me correct, because when you come at me with an email that's nice and decent, like my man Jason right here, that's what it says, Jason. I'm not being racist name. He says
that's Jason.
Oh, it's got a Y in there. I thought that's how I didn't know. I thought it was pronounced differently. Jason. Hey, anyway, Jason says, hey, Korey and fam, love you all. Keeping it short and sweet. What do you think of the people behind the Ghost in the Shell movie using special effects or the VFX, whatever, what is that? Virtual effects, whatever, to make the white actors look Asian? And he goes on to be a little racist himself. Are these niggas for real? Started out so well.
Wait, did he really write that?
Yeah, just look at it right there. You think I made that up?
Oh, damn. Okay.
He says, it's 2016. I can't believe Hollywood is still scared to give Asian actors chances to lead in their own roles. Nonetheless. Now, if you haven't heard about this, one, Scarlett Johansson has been cast in the Ghost in the Shell movie, and they've been talking about this for a while. Nobody was saying anything for a minute. I guess when it finally happened, they're like, oh, you motherfuckers were for real. You gonna cast her? Why would anybody be upset about casting Scarlett Johansson? Beautiful. Always brings in that money. Well, one, in the movie, they're taking a character from anime, and they are going in with, well, at one time they said, there was rumors, and some people say it's true, that they were going to go in and use special effects, CGI, to go in and try to make some of the characters look more Asian, mainly Scarlett Johansson. And if you haven't heard of Ghost in the Shell before, it is based on an anime, very popular anime. It's been coming out for years. They have like 2 or 3 movies. They got like 2 or 3 series, and it's been asked that somebody do a big screen version for America for a long time once Steven Spielberg was attached to it. And it's one of the first big crossover cyberpunk properties from Japan too.
Ghost in the Shell is the next generation of animated feature entertainment. The story centers around a life form that evolves from the internet, seeking asylum in a cybernetic human host.
God dang, he's serious with that narration.
I know, right?
And if you order now, you'll get an extra ShamWow with this.
Back at the Hall of Justice.
Now, a lot of people are weighing in on this. Even some actors out there who are Asian. Ming-Na Wen, is she from
Agents of
S.H.I.E.L.D.?
And
she
Mulan.
And she works in the business. She says, nothing against Scarlett Johansson. In fact, I'm a big fan, but everything against this whitewashing of Asian roles that's going on. Now, and if you look a little bit further in this article, which I have from Screen Crush, they got quotes from studios out there saying that, at one time we heard that this was going to happen, but that is not happening right now. Rest assured, we are not going to do that. That would be crazy to do that. And that no one said that they weren't going to do it. They just played around with it. Even if you just played around with it, some people say that's offensive in itself. The main character that's in here, I think it's what do you watch Ghost in the Shell?
I saw the first movie.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think the main character in there is called Makoto, and if you look at her, cyberpunk looking chick, purple hair, like some got kind of weird colored eyes, and very anime looking.
Yes, which looking at that picture right there looks not even a little bit Japanese.
Thank you. That's the thing. I don't want to look, I don't want to be that guy, and just hear me out for a moment before y'all get mad because you're about to. But I'm gonna say that character I don't know any Japanese character that could look like that character. I look at Scarlett Johansson, I'm like, yeah, y'all kind of nailed it with that.
Yeah, looks a lot more like her than any Asian actress I've ever seen.
I hate to break it to you, but Scarlett Johansson, I don't know of any Asian character that look like that. My eyes just as big, and
Yes, what is well, like, man, you can't draw the characters like that and then complain afterwards.
it's like Japan. Y'all got this thing of already drawing characters that look westernized, that look kind of Caucasian. Y'all drew them, so now you're gonna be mad when they got a white person to come in and play the character that you drew as a white character. Korey, you don't understand. You don't understand, man. You don't understand the plight of the Asian. You know what? I agree with you on that. I don't. And I shouldn't be the one that sit up here and make a judgment. And furthermore, that's no excuse. Because while that's happening in Japan, this is Hollywood. And we know that no excuses should be used in Hollywood for taking something. First of all, they said, we're going to try to make people look more Asian instead of just easily casting an Asian.
Well, is that an example of it there? Because she doesn't look Asian.
No,
there.
they didn't do it. They didn't do it. I'm talking about if y'all even thought about it. I agree. It's kind of silly, especially when there are actors and people out there who are already kind of disenfranchised from Hollywood anyway, already have a hard time being represented and struggling to work. I should not be the one to say anything about that. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little confused when y'all draw these anime characters because half the time those eyes are bigger than that goddamn heads, man. They're like aliens in there. Look at that shit right there. That mouth and that nose fighting for space.
Yeah,
You know?
like the only person who looks like those characters is Kim Kardashian.
Yeah. Well, you know something? That's the funny thing about it. Look, the nose and the mouth just down there just fighting for them, just scrunched together. Eyes taking up all that head right there. And there's even white people who want to be anime characters. There's one girl, eyes just as big. White girl, eyes just as big. She had to get surgery to make her eyes bigger to be an anime character.
Is that surgery or does she just paint like her eyelids?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
It's a little bit of both. But again, that's not the point. And the reason why I'm going to come in and say something is because when somebody takes something away from black people, we the first say, I get that back.
We always have to be the first. Everybody waits for us to do it first.
But
then they come in and go like, oh, by the way,
but we do it. You know, the more let somebody who ain't black twerk just a little bit. Everybody mad at Miley Cyrus. And she just shaking her ass. How dare you take your ass jiggling away from us? You better give that back. You didn't ask for that. You borrowed that shit. I ain't got it back yet. The moment somebody does something with black culture, we out there, appropriation, racism, all that kind of shit. You know, we're the first one to cry it out. So, you know, it'll be unfair for me to sit up here and say y'all can have it. I told you last week, everybody's taking shit away from Asians, man. And they done sat back for years. They've been quiet. They ain't bothered nobody. You know, they cook noodles for us, sushi, open stores.
Well, what are you saying? I feel like I was with you, and now you're going to the area where I'm not sure.
I'm just hungry. Just start thinking about food. No, not yet.
Do you need your clothes dry cleaned too?
They do that too. But see, y'all don't want that shit. You don't want the other stuff from Asian people. You only want to take their cool shit. Don't nobody want to be good at math like them. Don't nobody want to cook like them. You don't want to open up a store and be a good business person like them. No, you want to take that shit that's cool. You want to take martial arts away from them. And like I said last week, looking at Daredevil, you take them martial arts, and the only time you hire Asian people is for these people who took that shit from them and then turn around and beat Asian people's asses. This shit right here. Daredevil and a Greek woman. Daredevil, a white dude and a Greek woman beating the fuck out of a room full of Asians, man.
Well, by what you're saying, all Asians are just naturally good at kung fu.
No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that's something cool that they got as far as their image. And today, we don't give a fuck. We take it from them. These Asians, he ain't even got no names. That's Asian number 1. Asian got his ass beat number 2 over there. You know, look at these people. I watched this whole series. They ain't even bothered to say anything about their names in there, man. And you know what? And it's not just martial arts. Martin, I can go. You think I'm sitting up here trying to talk about? It's the culture. It's the things that is cool in their culture that we like. That's cool. What size are those Asian shoes right there? I want them. You know, we take shit. For example, and it's been going on for years.
Okay, help me here.
For years, it's been going on for years. Take Tom Cruise, man.
I know.
The Last Samurai. like, what the fuck you just say? But Tom Cruise in this. Hang around a bunch of Asian people.
He was in Japan for 2 weeks and he learned how to be a better samurai than all the rest
And learn
of
how
them.
to be a better samurai than all those people. You said the last Asian you gonna see is my white grinning ass up here swinging his sword around. It ain't just martial arts either, Martin. Now we going over there and even taking them. They're monsters and they're robots.
The end of our time. We've chosen to believe in each other. The day we face the monsters that are at our door. Today we are canceling the apocalypse.
I ain't letting him off the hook either. He's black and look at him. He's taking shit from Asians too.
What did he take?
Look at that badass mech suit he got right there. Everybody want to be Asian, Martin. Everybody want to be Asian. Been trying to do it for years. Black people, some of the biggest people who are guilty for taking shit from Asians. 70s, every black person wanted to be black. They wrote songs about it.
Everybody was kung fu.
Look at this shit.
Those kids were fast as lightning.
Look at this Negro up here, this headband on, looking like a sensei up here. Look at this.
That was a cool song and a big hit. But what you don't know is like that whole album was about doing kung fu.
See? See? Look at this shit.
Like oh, it's a cool one-off novelty song. It's like, nah, that's all that brother was into.
What's that dude's name?
Carl Douglas.
Carl Douglas. Loved Kung Fu so much, wrote a whole album about it. And the Asian people say, hey, man, cut that shit out. He had an album since then.
Well, you know, all those blaxploitation movies were all about kung fu as well as sticking it to the man.
You know what? You're right about that, Martin. You were right, because in the 70s, every other movie was about some black dude doing karate, going around beating the shit out of people.
Enter Jim Dragon Kelly. He clubbers them up as Black Belt Jones.
Oh, goddamn, brother. Come on.
Hey, man, that was his thing.
That was that brother's only role right there, going through that window. That's the only nigga I know trying to get an Academy Award for going through the window. Oh!
Man, I did a phone interview with Black Caesar. What was his name?
Now Fred Williamson.
Fred Williamson, yeah. And he was talking about making Three the Hard Way with him and Jim Brown and Jim Kelly. Mm-hmm. And the big problem they had in the movie was that Jim Kelly couldn't act. And him and Jim Brown were like, what are we going to do about this?
Yeah, no shit.
He's like, look, just let him kick people and give him just very few lines.
Fuck yeah, he didn't know how to act. That's why they had this nigga just punching people, man.
Jim Dragon
Love this dude right here. Watch this dude.
He clubbers them
dude.
up.
Oh yeah, Pac, just sit your ass down. Thought he was gonna really do something.
That flip was completely unnecessary.
It really was. That dude interrupt my evening paper, will you? Sit your ass down. At least some of it was cool. Jim Kelly and Black Belt Jones was cool. A lot of it was just stupid, though.
Oh, that's your boy.
Come,
That was drunken Negro style.
That's drunken Negro story. That was Dolomite, aka the Human Tornado. Love Dolomite, raised on Dolomite, but dumb as fuck. Dumb as fuck. Y'all took it. At least sometimes white people would take martial arts and do a lot of cool shit. We just took it most of the time, just made it stupid.
Well, you know, hey man, blaxploitation and martial arts movies, Bruce Lee, especially Bruce Lee, that was the big thing in the 70s.
Yeah, it was. Everybody wanted to be Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Bruce Lee, look at that, inspired a whole movement back in the day, man. And we still ain't made no progress for these people out here. And it's still going on today. Still happening today. You know, Wu-Tang Clan made their marketing thing was just talking about Asian culture.
Battle scarred shogun, explosion when my pen hits tremendous. Ultraviolet shine blind forensics. I inspect view through the future, see millennium. Killer bees sold 50 gold, 60 platinum.
Enter Wu-Tang, the 36 Chambers. Once Upon a Time in Shaolin. That's the name of albums that they had. Ain't a fucking Asian person in that group. Ain't even a half Asian in that group. I ain't even seen any of them eat Asian food. Ain't nobody got a box of noodles or nothing in there. Also, with the, again, man, I really need to eat something. But, you know, and I ain't saying it's all bad. It's definitely an influence that we see today with a lot of, you know, with today us being just, you know, just one big community, technology that we have. Stuff, we have all kind of people that are influenced by each other. One of the things I loved about the Boondocks, it has first of all, it has a big anime influence.
Right.
And do you remember those episodes when they would fight?
Oh, yeah.
They'd have those fights in there, and those fights would sometimes, they would be like these big martial arts fights, and it's animation. And they would rival some like live action fights that you had. Little ghetto kids beating the fuck out the mirror. I miss the Boondocks for that shit right there, man.
Yeah, but you know that last season of the show is enough to make you not miss it no more.
Not enough karate in it, man. Damn, he kicked that little boy in his face. You know, I used to. That's why I used to love it. I'm not saying it's all bad. I'm just saying that, you know, I don't think Asians today just don't. We take the shit and we assume that they're just gonna be quiet, not gonna say anything. We sexualize the women, you know. We take shit from them, then we take that baddest shit, all their martial arts. We look at them like, oh, they got small dicks in their corner, you know. Then we stereotype them like that. I'm just saying myself. I hear where you're coming from. I hear where you're coming from. And today, where a lot of people they're talking about now, they're talking about you complaining. You know, Doctor Strange is out. People enjoying the trailer. It looks cool. But some people saying, yeah, we should have casted an Asian person in that role. I can't blame you for that. Can't blame you for that. You know, I thought we've been told to sit down and shut up and quit complaining. It's not fair for us to sit down and tell them to do the same thing, you know.
Yeah, but we never stopped. We never sat down. We never stopped complaining.
Well, they just start to get up, Mark. So, you know, you got to give them that. And I told you yesterday, I excuse it. Well, Asian people can't sell movies. Tell this to the Fast and Furious. This movie had been like made 20 years ago with the cast they have now. But all these brown people in here, they would have said, oh, that's a little too urban.
Yeah,
right
but they
there.
had an Asian guy in there and they killed him off.
See? It never. See, and you brought that shit up. See? It never stops.
They sold here, but once they killed him off, they went up to here.
Oh, Marno.
Hey, man, I don't make this happen. I'm just reporting what I see.
They could have left him in there, man. They didn't have to kill that Asian brother in there. Anyway, I got y'all's back. Y'all don't, y'all raise hell. Y'all raise Asian hell. I don't give a damn. You know, y'all got a right to complain.